Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we explore a shocking what-if scenario that shakes the very core of the Middle East. A moment when Israel's military, once seen as invincible, faces a collapse no one thought possible. What would happen if Hamas, through precision planning, rapid strikes, and unexpected alliances, managed to overrun Israeli bases and force the IDF into retreat? It begins with silence before the storm. In this imagined timeline, the night sky over southern Israel flickers with fire, drones, missiles, and small tactical teams moving in perfect coordination. Hamas, emboldened by months of preparation and new weapon systems smuggled through complex underground routes, launches its most sophisticated assault ever. Across the border, Israeli radar screens light up like constellations. Hundreds of simultaneous launches, too many for even the Iron Dome to intercept. Within minutes, border bases are engulfed in chaos. Commanders issue orders, sirens blare, but communications begin to fail. A new kind of electronic warfare is at play, jamming signals, scrambling drones, and cutting the IDF off from its high-tech coordination centers. As the first wave strikes, Hamas units move in on foot, targeting observation towers and armored checkpoints. Their goal isn't destruction, it's capture. In this what-if vision, several small Israeli outposts are overrun before reinforcements can arrive. For the first time in decades, the IDF faces a battlefield dynamic it never prepared for, a ground assault that uses tunnels, drones, and human waves together. At dawn, smoke rises from the desert horizon. Footage spreads of militants raising their flags over captured bunkers. Not real, but imagined symbols of how quickly power can shift when technology meets strategy. In Tel Aviv, generals convene in underground command centers. The pressure is enormous. Israel's army, long structured for fast strikes and air dominance, suddenly finds itself fighting on multiple fronts. Supply routes are under siege, logistics convoys ambushed. In our simulation, air bases near the border are hit by small drones carrying shape-charged warheads. For the first time, the IDF must abandon several forward positions to regroup deeper inside its own territory. The retreat isn't chaos, it's calculated. Commanders order fallback to protect civilians and buy time for air superiority to reassert control. But in the information age, perception is power. Around the world, headlines explode with talk of an IDF retreat, fueling speculation of collapse. Social media fills with clips, real or doctored, showing destroyed tanks, burning convoys, and Hamas fighters claiming victory. This what-if moment becomes a psychological war as much as a physical one. Israel's allies watch closely. In Washington, the Pentagon convenes emergency briefings. European leaders call for calm, while regional powers debate how far this scenario could go. Could Israel, famed for its intelligence and precision, lose its edge to asymmetric tactics and drone warfare? In our narrative, the IDF responds fast. Elite units are deployed to retake lost ground. Drones circle overhead, mapping enemy positions. Within hours, counterstrikes begin, precision artillery, guided missiles, and air raids aimed at halting the momentum. But the terrain is unforgiving, the tunnels endless. For every captured base reclaimed, another is threatened. This simulation shows a frightening truth. Modern wars aren't won only with firepower. They're won with adaptability. In this imagined collapse, Israel learns that even a technologically superior army can be paralyzed if communication, coordination, and morale falter at once. Inside the Knesset, emergency sessions unfold. Civil defense systems activate across southern cities. Ordinary Israelis brace for extended conflict, stocking shelters and relying on volunteer rescue crews. The streets of Tel Aviv remain defiant but tense, proof that even in our fictional narrative, resilience runs deep. Meanwhile, the world reacts. Regional militias and rival states see opportunity. In Lebanon, Hezbollah watches closely, ready to test Israel's northern border. In Tehran, strategists study the Iron Dome's limitations, noting how laser defense systems might be the future. In Moscow and Beijing, analysts observe how drone swarms and psychological warfare reshape combat doctrine. Our imagined IDF generals regroup and launch Operation Phoenix, a counteroffensive designed to reclaim every lost inch. The operation is swift, brutal, and multi-layered. Airstrikes coordinated with cyber warfare, tanks advancing behind walls of drones, and paratroopers cutting off escape routes. The goal: to turn the illusion of collapse into a resurgence of control. In the story's turning point, IDF forces retake one of the key captured bases after 48 hours of non-stop combat. Cameras capture soldiers raising the Israeli flag again. The moment becomes symbolic, proof that even in the darkest scenario, recovery is possible. But the cost is heavy. Cities lie scarred, hundreds displaced, and morale across the region shattered. The imagined collapse becomes a lesson written in smoke and dust. Technology can protect, but it can also fail when overconfidence blinds leadership. Analysts in our narrative begin to debate deeper questions. How sustainable is Israel's military dominance in an era of AI-guided drones, decentralized militias, and cyber sabotage? Could traditional armies everywhere face similar collapses in the future? What does deterrence mean when one viral video can change the course of war overnight? By the end of this what-if simulation, Israel stabilizes its defenses, retakes its bases, and restores communications. But the world has changed. The illusion of absolute security is gone. Global militaries study the event as a cautionary tale. How even the strongest defense can stumble under the weight of evolving warfare. In this fictional future, peace talks resume with new urgency. Both sides realize that victory in the 21st century comes not from domination, but from survival. Diplomats meet under flickering lights, aware that one more misstep could plunge the entire region into unending chaos. As we close our story, the desert is quiet again. Burned armor glows beneath a pale sunrise. Soldiers rest, exhausted. And from the silence emerges a haunting question. If this what-if moment ever became real, would the world be ready for the consequences? The collapse of any military power, even hypothetically, reminds us of one universal truth. Wars may be fought with weapons, but they are won or lost in the human mind. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.